The rumors started the way they always do, quietly, in half-whispers, over coffees that cooled while people talked. I heard them first from Sarah, my oldest friend, who'd heard from her sister, who worked with someone who knew someone. They said Marcus was seeing someone else. A new hire at his firm. Someone who laughed at his jokes too loudly, who touched his arm too often during meetings. When I asked him about it, Marcus didn't flinch. He was slicing peppers for the stir-fry we made every Thursday, the one we'd perfected over 3 years together. His knife never paused. People love drama, he said, not looking up. They see a man and a woman working late on a project, and suddenly it's an affair. Poor girl just moved here from Chicago. Doesn't know anyone. I'm being friendly, that's all. His voice was steady, warm, the same tone he used when I woke up crying from dreams about my mother. The same tone he'd used when he promised we'd get through my layoff together, when he held my hand through my father's funeral. I wanted to believe him so badly that I did. For weeks, I carried the rumors like a stone in my pocket. Heavy, but possible to forget if I moved just right. Marcus came home every night by 7. He texted when he was leaving the office. He brought me daisies on Wednesdays because he knew they were my favorite, because they reminded me of the field behind my grandmother's house. We made love on Sunday mornings with the windows open, the sounds of the neighborhood drifting in, kids shouting, dogs barking, the world turning ordinary and perfect. Then came the message. He arrived as an email with no subject line, from an address I didn't recognize. Inside was a single line of text. You need to see this. I'm sorry. Attached was a voice memo, 4 minutes and 37 seconds long. I was alone when I played it. Marcus was at the gym, or that's what he'd said. The recording was grainy, wind brushing against the microphone, but the voices were clear. Marcus, we can't keep doing this. She's starting to ask questions. A woman laughing. Let her ask. You're not lying, not really. You're just omitting. Marcus, it's not fair to her. The woman, then leave. If you mean that, leave. But you won't. Because you like this too much. Having both. Being wanted by both. A long silence. Then Marcus, quieter. I don't know how to stop. The recording ended. I sat in our living room, surrounded by evidence of our life together. The photo from our trip to Portugal, the ugly ceramic bowl we bought at that roadside stand in Oregon, his sweater draped over the chair where he always left it. Everything looked the same, but the air had changed, like after an earthquake when the walls are still standing but the foundation has shifted. When Marcus came home, hair damp from the shower, gym bag slung over his shoulder, I played it for him. He listened without moving, staring at the phone like it might disappear if he looked away long enough. When it ended, he didn't deny it. Didn't dismiss it with calm words. He just sat on the coffee table, our coffee table, and put his head in his hands. Her name is Elise, he said finally. It started 6 months ago. After the Henderson project. We were working until 3 in the morning, night after night. One night we got takeout and she put her head on my shoulder and I didn't move away. I told myself it was nothing. Then it was something. He looked up at me, eyes red. I kept thinking I could end it. That I would end it. That I'd come home and be the person you deserved and eventually the other thing would just fade. But it didn't. And I didn't. And now. The word hung between us like a verdict. I asked the questions everyone asks. How many times? Where? When I thought he was at the gym, at the office, buying groceries. He answered all of them, each detail a small knife. They'd met in parking garages, in her apartment, once in our bed while I was at a conference in Denver. He'd bought her the same daisies he bought me. She'd worn his sweater, the gray one I'd given him for our 2nd anniversary, when her apartment was cold. I don't love her, he said. I love you. But I liked how she looked at me. Like I was still mysterious. Like I hadn't already disappointed her. The witness who'd sent the recording never came forward. I replied to the email, asked who they were, why they'd done it. No answer. Maybe it was Elise, tired of being the other woman. Maybe it was a coworker who couldn't stomach the lie. Maybe it was Marcus himself, subconsciously wanting to be caught. I'll never know. I moved out 3 weeks later. Not because of the affair, that was a wound, but wounds heal. I left because of the ordinary Thursdays, the daisies, the way he could touch my face in the morning and her shoulder at night and sleep peacefully in both worlds. Because I realized the rumors weren't the disease. They were the symptom. The disease was that he'd learned to live in the space between truth and omission, and I'd learned to meet him there. The last time I saw him, he was standing in the doorway of what had been our apartment, holding the ceramic bowl. He asked if I wanted it. I said no. Some things break clean. Some things you leave behind because carrying them hurts more than letting them go. The recording is still on my phone. I don't play it anymore, but I haven't deleted it. Sometimes I think of it like a vaccination scar, proof that something infected me, and I survived.